Hey guys, it's Zekin. My apologies if I sound a bit different. Currently, I'm not at home right now, so I'm using a different kind of microphone to record. So, anyways, welcome to Planetzoo. I never actually thought I'd be saying that. I know I'm a little late to the party, but isn't it better to be late than to not show up at all, right? Now that I'm done with some of the major schoolwork this year, I can finally lay back, chill, give you guys some decent Planetzoo content. Well, today I'll be starting something very exciting, but before we get to that, I want to give you guys a little disclaimer. I don't really know that much about animals, and when I say a lot, I mean conservationist level good. But hopefully, as I dive deeper into the inner workings of the game, I should be able to learn more about animals, habitats, and wildlife in general. Also, if you guys notice me going a little off course, feel free to spill in some of your constructive criticism along the way. Anyways, today I'll be starting a sandbox zoo project named Beryl Zoo. I kinda came up with a pretty good backstory for this zoo. It will be in the description below. But to sum it all up, basically this zoo was built on what used to be mining grounds. For those of you gemologists out there, you would know that beryl is a type of ore in which emeralds are extracted from. Hence the name Beryl Zoo. So let me talk a little bit about what I'm doing here. I'm building what used to be the old entrance for the botanical garden before it was converted to a zoo. If what I just said doesn't really make any bit of sense, please check the description below to put you into some kind of context with the whole backstory. This entrance building is based on the Grand Palais Museum in Paris. Sorry if I butchered the name. The bulk art design of the building is just fascinating. It was also a good opportunity for me to experiment with the classical pieces in-game. So as you can see, I'm turning around the square columns into cylindrical ones. That's a neat trick we also use in Planko before, because as you saw previously, I put down those other column pieces and they were a little too thin, so I decided to go for the square column pieces and then rotate them around until they form this nice cylindrical shape. And I think I'm satisfied with how that came out. So also, as you can see, I'm going to turn this kind of cul-de-sac into a into a plaza in which there's a fountain in the middle of it. I would imagine they would have done this because of the renovation of the whole place in the turn of the century. If you've read the description, you know what I'm talking about. They would have turned it into a plaza to act like, to add a bit of breathing space to the entrance, because from the reference I took, which is the Missouri Botanical Garden, it's right up close to the road, so I just thought maybe it'd be a nice addition to add to that, to create that kind of breathing space for the people who are entering into the zoo. And also I added a fountain in the center just to break up the crowd, because it wouldn't make sense for you to just have a straight path with a lot of crowd going into one place. Any little breaks, I also break it up with a couple of bollards on the road. So yeah, as you can see, I started using this font, which is amazing, by the way. It's made by Ricey. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but this is an amazing font, but it's kind of a little bit too big for the purpose of this build, so I later switched it up for the Saturday Night font by Merlin. It's an amazing font, which works pretty much better than this one actually did. As you can see, I was going through the window pieces and I settled for this one because it fit kind of the most. I'm surprised to see that we don't really have any like plain glass pieces that we can use and customize, so I just had to settle for this one. Talking about pieces in the game, actually, I'm sure you guys have heard this from many other creators before, but the number of flexi color pieces we have in the game right now is very limited, and so it's kind of bottled at me in terms of building. and so I constantly had to filter out the menu for flexi-color building pieces, which I am not normally used to, because in Planco, over like we estimate about 90% of all the pieces in game were flexi-color, and so it's kind of surprising that they actually have most of everything in this game not possible to be recolorable. So I'm not ranting or anything, well, kind of ranting, but just kindly asking Frontier to provide us with more flexi-color pieces so that we can make more and better creations. Okay, so at this point I'm adding some of the wall decorations to kind of accent those windows a bit, because I feel they were looking a bit too modern for my taste. And so also I'm adding some of the rooftop sculptures. In a bit you'll see I actually add 2 peafowls to the top of those to the top of the building, and it actually, if you've read the description below, you would know that it's a kind of homage to what once was here before, and it's still gonna be here, just in later episodes. So yeah. And one other thing I would like to say, thank you, Frontier, for making the Peafowl statue recolorable, because if they weren't, I don't know what I would have put up on the building. It would have just been bearing, or I would have slapped on a copper roof on it, and it wouldn't have turned out this nice. So that was really nice. Apart from some of the complaints and rants we've been going about from all these days and bugs and stuff, this game is phenomenal. I really love it, especially the weather effects. The rain, snow. It's amazing how they programmed it to know where it's supposed to fall and not. Like, I know you've probably seen it before. Yeah, it's not nothing new. But for me, it's something. It's very cool how the rain would fall, but not where you put any piece of scenery at all. The game registers it as like a shade, so I think that's something quite phenomenal. So from here you can see I'm starting to make the roof section of the building, the curved roof section, and I've noticed that in Planet Coaster and also in Planetzoo that it's only when you lay them down horizontally on the ground that they actually line up perfectly. I don't know if it's something to do with a bug in the advanced move tool or something, but the only way to get a perfect symmetry, like when you duplicate it and rotate it around, the only way to get a perfect symmetry for making pieces like domes and stuff and cylindrical pieces is to put it on the ground, then rotate it, then flip it back up to your desired orientation, or else it's just gonna bug out and just rotate off the axis, and it's not gonna look good. So that's how I achieved the whole of the roof structure. I didn't record any of the build for the local neighborhood because I didn't really think it was necessary, judging from the fact that many of you who are probably watching this right now just wants the animals and zoos, so I didn't really think that would be anything necessary to put into the footage, so I kind of cut that out. If not, this video would have been like 50 or 60 minutes long. So at this point I've kind of run out of things to say, so I'll be leaving you with the speed build, and I'll join you later as we near to the cinematic shots. So see ya. Okay, I'm back. So, as you can see, I start placing down fences to mark out the perimeter of the zoo, and so this I actually ripped out directly from the Missouri Botanical Garden because I really thought it was a really nice feature. Also, I like this little detail in which the side of the entrance building, it has like little staff entrance pathway like for maintenance and stuff like that, so I really thought that was a nice detail. Also, I did a little bit of gardening work in front of the zoo with the see-through fences area. I'm no planting expert like Mike or so. I just look at what looks good and just filter by the biome so that at least I'll have something that is kind of accurate in a way. So yeah. If you have been watching to this point, and I would like to say a big thank you, and also would you consider subscribing and liking the video if you like what you're seeing. And when you subscribe, be sure to turn on that notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post anything new on my channel. And yeah, well, I guess as we're nearing the end, there's nothing much again, so see you next time, guys. Until then, bye for now.